Mortal Kombat 11 is a fantastic game. Even after reviewing it a full month ago, I still consume it daily, whether it be by watching pros play it on Twitch, checking out tutorial videos. For real, check out Ketchup and Mustard's From Casual to Competitive series, labbing new characters in training, or grinding my Kitana through rank. However, one aspect of Mortal Kombat 11 that continues to disappoint me are its customizable elements. From the Towers of Time to the Crypt, even to unlocking gears specifically for my mains. That feels bad. And it got me thinking, how could this have been avoided? How could NetherRealm have made the pursuit of loot a worthwhile endeavor for me? Let's find out. First off, let's start off by saying that not everything about Mortal Kombat 11's loot loop is bad. The Crypt conceptually is great, as it has been in previous iterations of the game. The Towers of Time, like Injustice 2's Multiverse mode, is a really smart way of giving single players new challenges on a regular basis with worthwhile rewards. So the idea behind this is not to get rid of these things, but rather to tweak them to make the loot grind a little bit less of a chore. Problem number one, the Towers of Time. Fixing the Towers of Time has been a big focus of NetherRealm since the launch of Mortal Kombat 11, and to be fair, the mode is much better than it was when the game first launched. Previously, totally unfair challenges have been balanced, currency rewards have been increased across the board, and many of the BS consumables were made notably less BS. All this is great, but the big, deep-rooted problem at the center of the mode is the fact that it simply takes too long to unlock meaningful loot. The meaningful rewards are only unlocked when you complete the entire tower, which takes too long for a skin, a few pieces of gear, and maybe brutality, if you're lucky, for a character you may or may not use. And sure, there are character towers, but those are frustratingly locked behind grindy requirements that, while notably less grindy than they used to be, are needlessly locked nonetheless. Beyond that, the consumable system straight up sucks. There's simply too many consumables, and you never really know whether you'll need them until you actually play the challenge. It feels terrible when you waste one because you either didn't need it or it didn't help, you can't use them with a fight stick, and overall, they just slow down in already slow mode. Here's how to fix it. First off, nuke the consumable system from orbit. Just get rid of it, the game doesn't need it. With consumables out of the way, you can actually reward players with meaningful loot just for completing steps of a tower. Keep the rare skins, gear, brutalities for the big rewards of completing a full tower, but there should still be tangible rewards outside of just currency for every step leading to those big rewards. And I get that sometimes consumables can alleviate some of the monotony of standard battles, but in that case, just tie them to the actual challenges themselves rather than making them something that you have to equip every match. Problem number two, the Crypt. I actually love almost everything about the Crypt. It's a fun way to experience Mortal Kombat's lore, there's a great sense of progression, and there are a ton of fun Easter eggs hiding around just about every corner. But because so much of it is random, it feels like there's very little reward for that progression. The rewards you get as you go deeper into the Crypt aren't really any better than the rewards you get in the first few areas. And the only thing waiting for you at the end of it all is a throne room with expensive chests that have a character intro and a few pieces of gear. Also, the only chests that have set rewards cost an absurd amount of hearts, the most frustrating currency in Mortal Kombat 11, which makes it really hard to find worthwhile rewards for characters that you actually use. Here's how you fix that. I don't think the solution here is to make all the rewards static like they have been in the past. There's definitely still an appeal to open a chest and not know what you're going to get. But at the same time, there needs to be a better balance between that surprise and being able to find things you actually want. To that end, I think the Crypt would benefit greatly from having some sort of logic to its randomness. Like, for example, I might travel to one Shaolin Temple themed area and find a bunch of random loot for Kung Lao and Liu Kang. In the Kaiteen Hive, I'd find a bunch of stuff for Devora. At the bottom of the pit, maybe I'd find some brutalities or fatalities. That way you give people a reason to explore, a way to unlock stuff for characters they like, and some knowledge of what they're spending their hard-earned coins on. Problem number three, character progression. Probably the biggest problem with Mortal Kombat 11's loot system is the feeling that you just never get loot for the character you're using. Some of this I think could be addressed in the Crypt, but I'm of the belief that the more you use a character, the more you should actually unlock stuff for that character. Injustice 2 got this, as you'd always unlock gear for the character you were using after you completed any sort of match. But in Mortal Kombat 11, you could play for hours, and you will unlock gear, just not necessarily for the character you're using. Easy solution. Set aside a handful of 50 or so pieces of gear, skins, brutalities, intros, taunts, and have them as rewards that are only obtainable by leveling up that character through playing them in any of Mortal Kombat's modes. That way you still have plenty of gear left over for the Crypt and Towers of Time, but you also reward the player simply by playing with their main, and you have a set ultimate reward, so to speak, for reaching that max level that also serves as sort of a trophy. Everyone wins! And that's how I would address Mortal Kombat 11's loot and progression problems. Let me know what you think in the comments, and for more Mortal Kombat 11, you can check out my review along with our video showcasing every single fatality in the game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and you know what? One more thing. Buff Devore, come on. She was fine before the day one hotfix. What the hell?